EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
Guide you every step of the way and explore products quickly.
They'll start on the ground with Rav'ns. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Jackson. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Now Cade York for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Take it in at the 3. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now 14-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Take it in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. Well, this defense for the Browns, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return.
Cash me out.
And the Browns will take over 1st and
10
10.
fucking yards.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Calais Campbell on the stop.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Throwing on third down, Watson.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now fourth down.
On fourth down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. That's pulled in at the 32. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards. And now off to the races, down the right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are,
Look, they're gone again. Oh, man,
it's
take off.
sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blowout out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you're looking for proof of his speed, Next Gen Stats shows that he was traveling just over 21 miles an hour there.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. To throw is Watson. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked up by Brandon Stevens.
And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. And that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Jackson from the shotgun. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Tucker's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
Oh, shit. How many throw today? 4?
The Browns drive about to get started.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, it's still in the first half here. A long way to go.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Get the fucking ball.
Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
A man who has done this a lot, Justin Houston, in there to record the sack.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. 2nd and manageable became 3rd and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
Under pressure, they got him again. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. On 4th down on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. And it's taken in at the 9. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you
Touchdown. Oh, he was wide open. God damn.
On 2nd and 12, Jackson. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. Jackson.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of people behind them get even more aggressive, right? They think they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now it's Watson. And he's got it. Touchdown, Browns. Amari Cooper halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50 as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. So now, Charles, this drive, maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They go play action now. Jackson out to his left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Here's Jackson to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. And that's now 3 interceptions. But, Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll try to draw now with Chubb. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal. A shotgun snap for Watson. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one.
Oh, he out of it. No.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
Nope.
So don't get too cute.
Wow.
Go to the playmakers. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
State looked terrible.
Now Jackson.
Targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. From the 36, Jackson.
You can't get that ball up.
Intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it. That's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They run it again with Chubb. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that 3rd down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Right back to Dobbins on first. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
I'm Frank Amir, former CEO of Oklahoma neighborhood and Michigan State graduate.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They go with Chubb on second down. And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line. Faking the give. Now Watson. And that is taken in by Njoku. A big play that time for Cleveland. 56 yards. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. Chubb is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down. They'll try again with Chubb. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Watson. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
Take it in at the 3.
Oh, good return up past the 30. Past midfield. 30. The 20. 10.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
So now, just like that, things change dramatically. It's 1st and goal. Jackson's going to try the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Ravens get a bit closer.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. Tucker down to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
They find some open field here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
92 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Here's Chubb on the read option to the 36-yard line. Stop there.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Off-tackle run here for Nick Chubb. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances. So they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
2nd down and goal. Watson caught on the slant. Touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is, his first miss, no good. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Ravens. There's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
That's simple business. Ask your independent agent.
The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. 124 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter,
touchdown, Browns! Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game.
And the Browns add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is now 24. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24.
He'll start with a handoff to Dobbins. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
he continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Buying time to his left. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his 2nd touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after playing Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of a lane was really there and how much he created just through his talent. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense. Maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5.
Gets tackled backwards and spurts forward off this game. Just think they're good at this flawed-ass game.
About to get started.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Rolling to his right. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 2nd and 2. Watson, off play action. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Tyus Bowser blowing that play up.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. They kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. And now a high kick here as they'll try to cover this one. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to...
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Greg Newsome.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. They'll run with Chubb. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Chubb on the counter. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are closing in now on a 7th straight win to start the year. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Facing a big 4th quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Jackson.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
Play action. Now Jackson. His throw incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, He should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he will be taken down, but not before he gets this to the Browns' 25-yard line. One last shot for Jackson. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And as this defense...
That'll bring up third down.
Mel Tucker likes these types of collisions. He talked about this exact thing with Charles Brantley, that you've got to hit with that shoulder leverage